Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dylan, Dilly Bar, Dill, Pickle, and wearing the wrong shirt. Hold on. Ooh, there we go. Anyways, I had an idea for a video. Well, I guess it wasn't my idea. I watched a Gus Johnson video and it kind of gave me the idea to make this video. And I don't want to make it a series like he's been doing. I just saw one of his videos and I thought it was cool. So anyways, he did a video a little while back where he basically looked at different businesses from his hometown and looked at the reviews and then, showed them off and made jokes about them and whatever. But I wanted to look to see around the businesses in my hometown, whereas he lived in a town where it was like 1,000 people. I live in a town where it's like maybe 500 people. So, there's not really anything to do besides go to the pool and maybe the library, and that's about it. But I did still find a couple good ones that I wanted to share with you guys. So, without further ado, here are some small town business reviews from my hometown, which I won't say what it is. So why don't we first look at the biggest income drawing place in town, the bar. Because, it's a small town in Wisconsin. What else is there to do but drink? So there used to be 2 bars, and one keeps closing and opening and closing and opening, and there's one that's just been staying there for years now, so I'm going to do some reviews on that one because it's the only bar in town right now. Chase says, "Very nice environment, but the food was terrible. I went and had a fish fry, and the fish was like eating rubber and not that cooked. The salad at the salad bar was brown and old as well. Come for the beer and simple food, not a full-on meal. 2 stars. Well, you're in a small town bar with like 500 people that live in this town, so, it's going to be here or there. Personally, because I know the owners, I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose, but you know what? One person's opinion, I guess, right? Kevin says, "The beer was cold and the customers were drunk. 1 star. You're at a bar and you complain. Is it a complaint? I don't even know. The beer was cold, so that's not really a complaint. And the customers were drunk. That would be a complaint, I suppose. But there was 1 review, 1 star on this review. It's a bar. What do you think? You think people are gonna go and get drunk at a bar when there's literally nothing else to do in town?" Shirley says, "Extremely slow to get the food. Service was pleasant, so if you're in a hurry, don't stop." So here's the thing. You're at a business, especially a bar that serves food. They've got more shit to do than just, this one person has food. What this person didn't specify was how many people were in the bar and how many people were, working and all that stuff. Because personally, I've been to this bar a few times, and a lot of times there's 1 or 2 people working there, and the service is kind of slow because there's 2 sides of the bar. There's one side where it's just like the bar, and then there's the other side where it's the bar, but then they also have a bunch of tables for people who came in to eat and all that. And like I said, a lot of times there's only 2 people working, and it's not their fault. They're trying as best as they can. I just realized that this whole review thing is just me trying to defend this bar. But, I've personally never had any issues with it, so, yeah. Pat says, "Great food, people, and atmosphere. Great place to go for a drink or 10. Great place to go for a drink or 10. See, this guy apparently was one of the people that Kevin was talking about to where the customers were drunk. And, again, Wisconsin, small town bar. We've got nothing to do but go swimming in the summer and go to the bar, and that's it. So have 10 beers. Phoenix, hey, that's my son's middle name. Phoenix says, "You can watch a football game and it's a bar." It's a sports bar, so there you go. This next review is from the gas station in town. I didn't know if there would be any reviews at all, and there's not really any, but I did find 1 bad one for here. They say, Amy says, "Bought sour cream here and it was over a month expired. Make sure to check expiration dates before purchasing anything here. 1 star. So here's the thing. I go to this gas station quite a lot. It's the only gas station in town. There's only one other store that sells like food and stuff like that that's in town. And I have literally never had this issue where there was something past the expiration date. So they could have just had an off day. They could have just not noticed it. It could have just been, sitting on the shelf for however long, and then they just didn't realize that it was. But you, as a consumer, should have looked at the thing, especially if you were buying something like sour cream, and was like, this is from a month ago. It should probably get thrown out. Maybe I shouldn't buy it. But instead, you're like, oh, hey, look, I'm just gonna buy this shit without even looking at it, and then blame this gas station for selling something that's expired. And second of all, third of all, I don't know what fucking number, I don't know. Anyways, who buys sour cream from a gas station? I mean, I guess it's the only place in town where you might be able to get that, but still, like, who the fuck buys sour cream from a gas station? This next one is from the hardware store, Hardware Hank. If you may or may not know, I don't know how popular it is outside of Wisconsin. I have only been out of Wisconsin like 2 or 3 times, so I don't know. But Hardware Hank, this person, Cody, says, I live in the area and don't like them. She's unfriendly and moody. So here's another thing, again, where I know the owners, and they've never been mean to me. They're, an old-fashioned old couple, and literally, they don't have a problem with you unless you do something to be a dick or, to piss them off. But all in all, they're usually really friendly, and they'll joke around with you, and they know exactly what they're doing and what they're talking about. If you go into a store and people treat you badly, then, you can't just blame the store itself, first of all. And second of all, just because, somebody apparently was moody, maybe they had a reason. Maybe you came in there and you were just a fucking asshole and you're like, oh, what's this? And okay, well, I don't fucking know. This review is going off the rails. I really shouldn't have done this. And now, the local library. Wendy says, I had someone using my account like they were given my card, and the librarian argued I was checking out books and movies until I figured out to just get a new card. Went on for weeks though because I thought she would figure out it was not me. 1 star. Did you tell them that you were not using your card? First of all, that this wasn't you. Did you tell them that? Because at this point, I don't know if I can believe you. Second of all, there's only been like 2-3 people to ever work at this library that I know of, and if they know you, and they know, people that would be associated with you, they could see your library card and be like, oh, this isn't you, because like I said, we live in a town of like 500 people, and like barely, well, I can't say barely anybody goes to the library, because I haven't gone to the fucking library in like years, but anyways, it's a very small town, is what I'm trying to say. And you didn't do anything for weeks because you thought that they would have figured out it was not you, instead of just getting a new card and trying to work this whole issue out. So this entire thing, they are not to blame for your stupidity. You are the one that said, hey, this person said that, I was checking out all these books, and I wasn't. And, instead of just saying, like, okay, can we work this out, and I can get a new card, or, like, I'm saying, hey, this really isn't me, somebody else must be using my card, you waited for weeks until you decided, hey, maybe I should get a new card. So who's really the asshole in this situation? Okay, this next one is for the trucking company that is based and located here in this town. This person's, Z Nation says, Bob blank, one of the worst guy to deal with. He has no care for truck drives, zero respect. He is the worst I've come across. Been doing trucking for a while, but Bob is the worst. Someone needs to show him or teach him how to respect people. I don't dislike people at all, but Bob is one of them. My question is, how do you go to bed knowing you are a worthless human being and no one likes you? So, that went, like, fucking skyrocketing out of nowhere. You are a worthless human being and no one likes you. Okay. First of all, nice grammar, Z Nation. Second of all, just because you had a bad experience with this one guy, and maybe he was a dick, maybe he was in a bad mood, maybe he's just a dick in general, I don't know. But you go and review this entire company based on one guy who just works for the company, and you're like, oh, you know, how can this company, this guy doesn't care, he's one of the worst people ever, and it's just one fucking guy that works for the company. You can't blame the entire company for one employee who drives a fucking truck. Like, and that you're the one who's the asshole who's taking things way too far, saying, my question is, how do you go to bed knowing you're a worthless human being and no one likes you? That is taking things way too far. Like, seriously? Get a fucking life, dude. But then here I am, you know, criticizing people and whatever. Okay, and this last one, like I said, there's not very many. I couldn't find any reviews for the high school except for like 2 saying that, oh, this is a good school. And it was kind of boring. I didn't want to really put that into this video, but oftentimes, like Gus Johnson does in his videos, you'll see that somebody will leave a review and then the owners of that company will do a comment on their review to say, oh, like, we're sorry, like, we apologize or whatever. But this one takes the cake for any of them that I have personally seen. This is the only one that I have actually found looking up places in my hometown. But knowing the people and knowing that, you know, just the people that they are, because I'm going to go right out and say it, like, they can be alright, but they can also be assholes. This family owns this bus service, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Second of all, here we go. This is from Steve, and he says, bus driver was a little kid throwing a temper tantrum. I think my 5-year-old acts better than this driver. Very unprofessional. If you see this service, make sure your life insurance is up to date since you will probably need to use it. And they respond with, you was the one calling names, threatening to beat the driver and hanging from the ceiling and not sitting. From personal experience, I can say that the people who own this bus service, while they were bus drivers, yes, they were kind of assholes. They were. They weren't terrible drivers, at least not in my experience with them. But yes, they could be jerks at times. And, you know, this guy or girl, whoever was the one from the owner commenting on it, also has terrible grammar, saying you was the one calling names. And if, in fact, it is the reviewer's fault, then yes, you know, you shouldn't have been hanging from the ceiling and you should have been sitting. Apparently, they know exactly who this person is, and they know exactly what was going on, the exact situation, because otherwise they wouldn't have said specifically what was going on. But either way, I think both parties lose in this situation. Also, I just wanted to point out that one of the reviews was from one of the owners with a 5-star rating and just pictures showing off their buses. That is how pretentious this family can be sometimes. Just, you know, just throwing that out there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This was kind of a train wreck. It was kind of horrible. Not as good as, you know, the other videos like he does them. It was just me trying to throw something together that I thought was cool and a little bit enjoyable. So let me know what you guys think of this video. I may or may not do another one. I don't want to make this like a thing because I don't want to steal, you know, his idea and just, you know, do that. But let me know what you guys want to see and let me know how things are going. It's been a while. Let me know if you guys have had any bad experiences with places in your hometown. Let me know if you guys want anything specific for me to look up reviews for, or any specific type of thing you want me to base a video on or something like that. Because I'm open for ideas. I've got a couple ideas that I am trying to figure out exactly how to script and how to do them. But rest assured, there will be a lot of videos coming out soon, and I hope you guys enjoy them, and thank you for sticking around. A little update, my hair is pink and purple, and yeah, so maybe I'll make a video touching up on that in the future, I don't know. But yeah, so I've gone on for like 20 minutes, so thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.